Everybody has the right to life, but not everybody is given the chance to live. Poverty, quality education, and climate change are three of the most pressing issues of all time that are still broadly present until today, despite how evidently the human race has already progressed. When I was little, I used to commute often with my mother, and oftentimes we would also encounter less fortunate people either begging for food, barely surviving, or just have no choice but to face discomfort. Both of my parents also used to talk about how hard it was to choose work over studying, and how challenging it was to deal with different people experiencing different personal problems. For a fact, my parents used those as significant factors to build my conscience, especially when it comes to finishing my food, saving money, studying well, and making the most out of every opportunity. That is why, at about the age of 5, I have already established my lifelong commitment, which is to make this world a better place. But where will I start? Growing up, extracurricular activities have given essence to my school life. I'm very fond of having different learnings from different experiences. And one thing that has only stopped me, though, besides the reason that it is also sometimes out of my parents' will, is the lack of resources. Mahirap maging mahirap. Truly, this is not only a saying, but in fact, our reality. Kahirapan that does not only exist financially, but also by means of knowledge, wisdom, concern, support, and self-awareness. A vast range of people have already done their part and their best in advocating for these causes. But are their efforts not really enough? Poverty, quality education, and climate change. If these are so basic and of common knowledge, then why does the need for it to be addressed in homes and courts still exist? Well, the answer is not that simple. The answer lies in our priorities. As I have also found myself to be volunteering several times already for student teaching, charity or relief operations, and charismatic events, it has come to my realization that these people only need a chance. I have observed that it is just wrong to see other people as plainly less fortunate because they are not. They are just getting poorer because of the irresponsibility of their fellow human beings. They are not only being deprived of support, but also of opportunities. And frankly, this does not only kill hopes and dreams, but also lives. The true unfortunate thing is that more than half of the human race still is not aware of their innate responsibility to be good stewards, or, more unfortunately, others may already know, but do not care enough to prioritize. Evidently, there is really something wrong in our education and justice system. Standards should not only be demanded to lesser individuals, but in fact especially to the major figures and organizations. Times have surely changed, and so our methods must also improve. We should not only plainly speak up and advocate, but also work towards sustainability to be able to adapt in this fast-paced, ever-changing world. Having this in mind, now, what can I possibly do? I'm just a student, right? Well, I am not just a student. I am a student. And that is enough to work on the change that I want to see. That is why, upon reflection, I have realized that the best thing I can do now is to start. And what's a better way than to start with myself? Now that I know my priorities, I should gather true knowledge to be able to make wise decisions. Moreover, of course, I shall also seek the help of more knowledgeable persons and reliable resources. Now, working towards sustainability is not as easy as it sounds, but I am beyond grateful that the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, have been introduced to us in junior high school. This framework from the United Nations shall now better help us in knowing which areas we need to prioritize and work on, as an individual, as a nation, and as a global population. Because of this, the youth advocates for the 2030 Agenda have immediately captured my interest upon finding the Global Youth Advocates Network, or Cajayon, on Facebook. I was luckily able to take part in their Global Goals Week 2021 that happened on September 17 to 26. With all the baby steps that I can do, good thing that Abot Kamay PH was also able to add to my foundation regarding the importance of initiative and leadership, more specifically leading first the self. On August 22, 2021, I was able to participate in Abot Kamay PH Ang Pangunguna, a webinar highlighting youth initiatives in pandemic. This was followed by Tara Let's Lead, aka Org Fair, on August 28, wherein we were able to meet different organizations and be moved by their stories and advocacies. With all that I have learned from these encounters, my most recent commitment is with the Samaka initiative, where I have become one of their ambassadors, labeled as Samaka Ambassadors. Samaka, a portmanteau of Samalayang Kaalaman, advocates for fair and quality education for all. It intends to not only help spread knowledge and awareness, but also specifically assist those who need it. In here, of course, we nurture our own views first before sharing information with others. So far, since March, we have already worked on topics like environmental awareness and good governance. They say, home is where the heart is. I still do not know what the future might bring, but I am certain that my heart would always go out to this world. This world is my home, our home, and hence I am committed to do my best in taking care of it. As they also say, your home is a reflection of you, and so it is already given that we shall not only be knowing, but also acting to nurture it. We shall see the reality of the poor in their perspective, of the learners in their perspective, and of the earth in its perspective. We must not only have solid plans or concepts, but also workable solutions. Let us help each other live this gift of life in faith, service, and communion. Let us change for the better. This is Tiffany Cajayon, a daughter, a friend, a student, and a Lasallian, an advocate for better days and a better world. Thank you very much for listening.